Welcome to the show. This is Hold My Ball podcast. Today's guest, Mr. Trevor Plouffe. I feel like I'm looking in the mirror a little bit here. When I first started, I got a lot of, you trying to tell me this isn't Trevor Plouffe when I made videos? And now sitting here looking at you, I can kind of see it. I can see it a little bit, and that doesn't happen often.
I got some of that. I got some tags on your posts about, is this you in an alternate universe? So I dressed up for you today. I put your uniform on. I told you I got to take this dang hat off before people start getting all over me. I'm not a Dodger fan.
You're not a Dodger fan. You live in LA. Let me finish your intro then with this is a 10-year big leaguer. 10 years. 10-ish, 10, close to 9, 8, yeah. 12, 11,
9.
9.
I don't want stolen valor, man. Come on.
Hey, listen, 9 years in the big leagues is I don't know if you can steal any valor by going 9 years in the bigs. You guys, this one thing I do, I stay away from I'll criticize teams. I'm a fan. I know my place, but I stay away from criticizing players. That's the one thing I make sure I'll never criticize a player. I'm like, man, I can't go after the man in the arena. I can go after some billionaire owner I don't know or something. But ultimate respect for you guys, man. And I'll throw this out there because I think this is funny because it's part of social media. I know the Hall of Pretty Good was a fun thing, and what I like about it is that it is a page made up by some guy, and when you get in, people are pissed. Like, well, this JOMBOY. It's like, you can't win for anything on the internet.
I didn't deserve to get in, so I think that like the reaction was justified. I mean, there's a lot of these stats I'm not matching up against. So what I consider it now. This is how I've kind of wrapped my head around it. It's an all-encompassing award for me. You know, there's guys that get into the Hall of Fame for broadcasting, or maybe you're a general manager that's really good. So I think my lifetime contribution to the game will eventually justify my Hall of Pretty Good. The stats don't. That's facts. That's okay.
But you know what? Let me do this. Let me go into your stats because I play a game with most guys, and most of them are active, so it's easier for them to remember. But I pick a couple pitchers for hitters that you faced. Maybe some had your number, maybe you had theirs. I'm going to read you just the stats. We're going to jump right into this. I'm going to just read the stats of a pitcher, and you see if you can remember who it was.
My stats against him?
Your stats against him, yes.
All right. I think I'll be pretty good at this.
I picked 2 where you had their number, 2 where they had yours, so a little more memorable. Let's go. First one, you were 9 for 26, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs with a 1298 OPS.
3 homers against, 9 for 26. Now, I can name the guys I hit 3 homers against. One of them's Corey Kluber, but I don't think that is this guy. Say the average again.
The average, I don't have your average written down, but it was a 1298 OPS. 9 for 26.
Yeah, this wasn't Kluber, I don't think. I think this is Bruce Chen.
Bruce Chen, you got it.
Yeah. Okay. Those are the 2 guys I had 3 homers against.
That works. What do you got on Bruce Chen? You just saw it well or what?
You know, he was a lefty. I like lefties, and he tried to just like kind of cut the ball in on your hands, and then he had like kind of a big looping curveball as well. And kind of when I was facing him a ton, I was pretty good to the inside part of the plate, and I knew he was coming there. And if you got your hands inside, like he just would hope that you couldn't get your hands inside the ball, and a lot of times he'd try to get you to just pull the ball foul for a strike. But I was working pretty well, keeping the hands close, and I pumped him. I think I got him twice in one game, and I felt really comfortable against him.
It's nice going in the box against guys like that.
Yeah. He didn't throw very hard, so he was a comfortable at bat.
Let's go one more guy. You had his number a little bit here. 6 for 12, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs with the 1832 OPS.
2 homers?
2 homers.
6 for 12, 2 homers. I see. That's a tough one for me.
There's a couple not obvious guys. You were pretty good, dude. Normally when I do this, there's a couple pitchers that just absolutely dominate people. You were pretty good. I mean,
I had
consistent.
some people that dominated me.
Oh, you
Usually, I
did.
thought you were gonna go
I have him
Francisco
here.
Liriano because I think I had 4 homers against him. Okay, so 2 homers, 6 for 12. Sheesh. All right. This one's I'm drawing a blank on this one.
I think this was your
Give me like
highest.
another hint.
I think this was your highest OPS. I'm not good at hints, dude. If you have
What
ever
year
seen my
was it?
content,
All right, okay, you said my
I don't
highest
even I don't
OPS.
even really know baseball. His name starts with a J. His first name. His last name
Why
starts
does
with a
that
B.
not help me
His
out
last
either?
name starts with a B.
Oh my gosh, I should really be able to get this now. JB?
Yeah.
I don't know,
This is
who
why I
is it?
picked these. I could pick the obvious ones. I'll tell you who it is. It's Joe Blanton.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I got Blanton. I remember him getting him when he was with the Phillies.
Mhm.
I was in a little stretch there. I think I got him and Cole Hamels and somebody else right in a row.
Saw
I
Blanton
don't
pretty
remember
well.
that twice. Maybe I got him with the Angels when he was with the Angels. Maybe that's when it was.
Isn't it?
All right, go me. Nice.
Go you. I
Yeah.
like starting you guys off with a couple of guys reminiscing about who you hammered. Now let's go this guy. You were 1 for 17, 0.59 batting average with 8 Ks.
Max Scherzer.
You got it. That's
I knew
easy.
that one. I
How
know
about
those
next?
stats. I've looked them up a ton because, obviously he's still fucking playing, dude.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say you probably talked about this during the World Series at some point when he started a game 7. You're like, Jesus, this guy.
Well, yeah, I thought when he started those games, this is not good, like, and
Mhm.
we talk, how many outs is this guy gonna get? And I said, dude, if this guy gets to the lineup one time, like, it's gonna be great for them. And he just kind of dialed back the clock a little bit. But I saw Max, I think pro ball, I feel like when he just came out of Missouri. I saw him in the Arizona Fall League. He was like gearing up to do some Team USA. We faced him there. And I had heard, like, you'd heard about this guy. And immediately I was like, holy shit, like, this guy's different. Just kind of the demeanor and kind of the stuff he had. And then being in the Central facing with the Tigers, it was a nightmare, dude. Like, the whole staff was a nightmare, but he just had something different about him. Like, I want to get cliche and say he was just like the ultimate competitor. And like, I think I will, because he just is. Like, when he's on the mound, he wants to kill you.
Mhm.
You got that vibe when you're in the box for sure. And I had nothing for that guy, dude. I think I got a hit. That's amazing.
Yeah, 1 for 17. Didn't
Probably
go
Ruth,
over.
man.
That's good. Let's go one more real quick. We got 2 for 16, a 125 batting average, and 9 Ks in 16 at bats.
I want to say this was Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yeah, see,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know your pitchers.
Yeah, I remember the guys. Honestly, I remember the guys that got me more than the guys that I got, to be honest. So,
Oh,
and
I'll
then
tell you
also people make fun of me all the time. So, I'm on the internet. But Ubaldo I don't even know like why
had your
he's a
number.
good pitcher, but like I don't know why he had my number so much. I think he threw a splitter and that was a good pitch for him, and kind of had a good sinker off of that. I don't know, man. Like, he doesn't seem like a guy I would have like struggled that much with, especially that amount of Ks.
Yeah.
But apparently he thinks I'm a piece of shit. I don't know. I don't know.
I always find it interesting because I'll be honest, dude. I've gone through with most guys with this. You are yours was like the hardest one to do, which is a good thing because most guys have somebody that's like, oh, you had 16 at bats and you had 13 Ks, and it's just like I did this with Tarek Skubal, and he named everybody like that, all the hitters that had his number, and the guy that had his numbers, Tim Anderson, which is crazy. Tim Anderson's numbers against Skubal are ridiculous, and he's like, oh yeah, Anderson. He's like, guy hit a second pitch of my big league career, hit a bomb. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. But Anderson is prime. You forget about that.
It's always very interesting to talk to guys like who owns them or who do they own. Like, I hit 3 off Kluber, which is I should never have done, especially in his heyday.
Yeah.
I hit Chris Sale pretty well. Just there's certain guys you just like see, and then certain guys that shouldn't have your number have your number. It's just always that way. It's never really like who you'd expect.
Yep. Well, that's what I'm saying. I the top 2 guys you saw the most, Chris Sale, 59 plate appearances. Corey Kluber, 46 and 283. You hit 283 against both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I would get hits against Kluber, and I'd be like, "How the hell did that just happen?" I remember like going to first base, and whoever it was for like the Indians at the time, I'd be like, I don't know, man. And, like Kipnis would be looking at me at second base and being like, "What did you just do?" And, like some weird inside out swing. I hit an Oppo homer against him. I rarely ever did that. Just one of those things, man. It was like a good dance partner, just kind of like got in the
Just got in there, felt good about
I don't know.
Big Oppo bomb with Philly in the 16th, right? Wasn't that your first home run with them too?
Yeah, I mean, I only got 12 at bats in my Philadelphia Phillies career.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, I mean, I was there very short. I was in AAA, man, getting my butt kicked, and then kind of caught a hot streak, and they needed somebody off the bench, so I came up, and I loved it, man. I think going back, I wish I was in Philly the longest. It was besides the Twins, because obviously I played there most. That was my favorite organization I played for sure.
How's I watched that place in the playoffs. I'm like, I got to go to a game there and just experience it. Looks awesome.
It's awesome. And the city is cool too. Like, I don't know, as a visitor there, I didn't really think much of the city. I didn't really go many places, just kind of went to the yard. But I lived in downtown when I was there, and it was a great experience, man. The people were cool. The city was like vibrant and lively. And then, yeah, you get to the field and it's like, they love you for the most part. Like, they might boo you, but you probably deserve it if they're booing you.
How does that feel as a player? What's your thoughts on that? Like the Yankee culture of we're booing Aaron Judge, and not, to me, it's crazy. But you're a player. You were there. You did it. I'm curious. Always curious to hear guys like yours opinion on how that is.
I think you have the right to voice your opinion in the stands. Like, obviously you're paying a premium to come watch people play, and these are professionals out there. So you can boo if you want. And like I said, like, it's probably justified. But I will say, if you're just a fan of the team and you want your team to do well and you want your players to do well, cheer them on. Like, there's nothing better. There's nothing that gets you more excited than when a fan base is behind you. Like, the confidence that instills in you is insane. And like, the opposite is true. If you're getting booed by your home fans, like, your confidence is out, dude. Like, so, there's some guys that maybe will say, "Oh, I like the boos. Like, it gets me motivated." I don't know. I wasn't one of those guys. You were booing me, I was like, dang, like, that's pretty bad right now. But if you were cheering, like, there was just a next kind of level that you get to, feeling like, man, I gotta do it for these people. So if I'm a fan base, and I've said this many times, like, if you truly want your team to do well, like, just give a guy some love, especially when he needs it. If he's struggling and looks like crap out there, like, the stuff they did with Trey Turner, and those kind of examples. Alec Boehm, I think, got cheered in Philly after he talked a little crap about the city, but that goes so far, man. I would tell every fan base to cheer your guys on, because that's going to help them win.
That's what I would imagine as a fan, or in anything. Baseball, like, if you're not playing well, it's bad enough, like, on your own. You don't need 40,000 fans letting you know how bad you are. Your own fans. Like, dude, that's tough. I think that's part of, like, what you guys do, and I say this all the time. My whole social media shtick is like, I'd hammer every fastball that's in the strike zone, and if it's not a strike, I'm ball. I had no idea when I made the first ball video that there was a entire generation of people my age and older that think Greg Maddux would deal today. And I'm like, yeah, where's the Greg Madduxes? That's where the ball thing kind of blew up from those people that are like, these pitchers today are shit. I'm like, well, I don't know what they are. What do you think? Let's say this. What do you think of Greg Maddux, if he was at 91, 92, would do in today's game with this strike zone and these hitters?
I think he'd still have success. I really do. It's not because I get the velo thing, and the higher the velo, the less or the more room for error a pitcher has, I guess you could say. But what he did still would trip players up, as far as like presenting strikes as balls and balls as strikes. Like, that's just kind of like what he did. And dude, if he wanted to throw harder, I guarantee, like if he was in today's game getting trained, he could throw harder. But just his, you're talking just his pitches now, they would still play because he would fuck with guys, man.
Yeah.
Like it's guys don't. I mean, they try to do that, but they're more like, let me execute my pitch at its sharpest. You know, I know exactly, you know, the data behind it. I want to execute it like that. Like he's more of a guy that's going to read your swing. He's going to, again, like present that pitch as a strike. It's out of the strike zone. Present it as a ball. It's in the strike zone. And those guys, man, if they're on, I'd rather face a guy throwing 100 miles an hour down the middle of the plate than a guy like Greg Maddux just freaking toying with you. I think he'd still have success.
I think,
but you know what? You and I share. I mean, I don't know if you hate pitchers as much as I do. I mean, I hate pitchers. I hate them. And specifically starting pitchers. Like relievers, I can get down with because at least you got a chance to come in the game every day. These starters in their routines every 5th day, maybe every 6th day now. You know, like I don't want to hear anything from them. And so, like, you know, I'm in on that, and I'm also in on you calling out the guys when they're just maxing out velo and just, okay, it's a ball. Like, ain't no one swinging at that thing. And if I'm sitting at third base and you're walking people, like, I'm going to be pissed off at you. I have so much hate for starting pitchers. It's okay. So listen, I appreciate you bringing them down a little bit. They need it.
I try to do my part, you know, and then I'll go to an event or something. I went to like a CAA's event last year with my clothing company, and they had all their guys. It was like a welcome back spring training party for their clients, and a bunch of guys came walking through, and I was like there as the clothing brand guy, and they were like, guys would stop and by the little station I was at and be like, do I know you? Am I? And I'm like, fuck, it's either going to be good or bad. And they're like, are you? I'm like, I'm the guy that says ball. And they're like, oh shit, I love your stuff. Or some are like, oh, okay. And I'm like, this guy doesn't like me. But I think the only thing I look at is when I think of the Greg Madduxes of today, and I agree with you on all of them, Babe Ruth, any of those guys, you can't compare them unless you compare them with the same tools growing up as these guys have. And you guys, you know, we have now, then you can compare that, but you can't just plunk them out of the 1942 and go, you think Babe Ruth is getting hits with a 50-ounce bat today? No.
Oh, I'm out on Babe Ruth. So
you don't.
I'm out on Ruth. Babe Ruth faced a bunch of white dudes. You know what I mean? Like, if you've never seen a Dominican slider or a Japanese splitter, you know, like, get out of here. Like, this game, like a segregated game, is insane to me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't think you can. I personally look at things like I was looking at Kershaw when he got his 3,000 strikeout. And I'm like, man, who else has done things? And I look back at the guys in the 50s, 60s, like they have 750 complete games. I'm like that. So now the hitters are facing guys on their 200s pitch. There's so much to it. But
yeah, Babe Ruth, I mean, he faced the same teams over and over and over again, meaning he saw these same pitchers. I mean, it gets exponentially easier the more you face guys. So you know, look, shout out Babe Ruth. He seemed like a ton of fun. I don't know. I probably would have like had some beer with him or something like that. But like, you're telling me that, I mean, come on. So that's why the numbers thing is insane to me, because again, like a segregated game is wild.
Yeah.
Like, give me an average white righty, and I'm still in the league right now. That's how I feel. I don't know.
I agree with you 100%. I think that just trickles down to the entire game of baseball. It trickles down to everything when you think about all that. It's like somebody sent this to me the other day. Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame, but this guy is, and they just had this rap sheet of racist. Like, I'm not putting a black guy on my team. I'm like, well, this guy's in the Hall of Fame. Where do we draw the moral line of I cheated the game versus I cheated human people out of the game? I don't know. So my whole thought is that my only thing on Maddux is that I look at the good hitters that he faced, and they were forced to swing with the strike zones, right? They're forced to swing at balls 1 or 2 balls off the plate. And what kind of damage are guys going to do? And
wait, you think the strike zones are good now? I mean, he would still get those pitches, dude. These guys aren't that good.
Well, if you look at some of the video from back then, because he'd get a half a ball off and then go, all right, let me get a 3/4 of a ball. Let me get a full ball. That's how good he was to just play it out there. there's certain pitches you see and you're like, that's really
The
tough to
young
hit.
umpires won't do that anymore, but the old umpires would still do that. They,
Yeah.
it's a veteran on the mound. He keeps hitting that spot over and over again. I really respected umpires that I remember a game specifically with Ted Barrett behind the plate, who I respect immensely because he was a great umpire and just a great guy. I was facing David Price in Tampa, and David's, obviously a guy,
Yep.
so like he's usually gets the calls, and he kept trying to front door sinker me, and it was a ball, and he did it like 3 times in a row, like same spot, and Ted Barrett wouldn't flinch, man. And typically guys would eventually call that, but like I remember guys are like, this is my zone, and that's what it's going to be. Even if it was a bad zone, if you knew what the zone was, that's kind of all you want as a hitter. Like, I don't want you changing shit up. Like, if I take that ball and that I establish that's a ball, or this is a strike, okay, whatever. As long as we can establish where your zone is, I think that's all guys really can ask for. This ABS thing is going to be fascinating to me. I can't wait to see, because there's going to be guys who shouldn't be challenging that are going to be challenging, because there's always these hitters that think they know the strike zone. They don't. That's going to be funny to see, like, if a manager's like, hey dude, you're not allowed to challenge. Like, you don't get the privilege of doing that. There's going to be guys like that.
Oh yeah, it's like having a green light, red light on a steel. Like, no, you're not allowed to challenge shit. You challenge whatever you want, Aaron Judge. I don't care. The odds, I'd rather lose the challenge at the possibility of you getting another pitch than keep the challenge and you don't.
If you're a slappy 9-hole hitter, you better not be challenging it.
Yeah. Unless you're the third out of the game, you still got it in your pocket. Go ahead and challenge that pitch right down the middle for all I care. I think it's actually good for the game a little bit. I don't think it's good or bad, but I like it better, because when I think about, like, when you think about what it took for you to make it to the big leagues and then stay there for 9 years and do your thing, the amount of work it takes is so incredible that it's like, I don't want to see the best players in the world. Like, I don't want to see you versus Tarek Skubal and you strike out because the umpire, the third guy involved, wasn't quite at the elite ball strike calling knowledge or skill set that you guys are as athletes. So for you to be able to go, okay, I think that was off, and challenge it, and it takes the pressure off the umpire. I like it for that reason, that in moments it'll give you a true outcome.
Yeah, you just want the calls right? Like, you just want even safe out calls on the bases. You just want, you want the players to decide the game, not an umpire. That's always been that way, and umpires will say the exact same thing. They just want to get the calls right, and now this offers the opportunity for that to happen. Replays, I think, been pretty good. There's obviously things they can tweak there, but the fact that for the most part now we can get the call right. There's still some stupid stuff like ball in front of the umpire you can't challenge, fair or foul. That's insane to me. Check swings you can't challenge is insane to me. But most of the time we're getting it right now.
Yeah, I did a video on check swings. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing there is, because it just leaves it literally up to the umpire's discretion.
It's a bad rule. There's
no hard line. There's no real nothing, really.
I think the rule says an attempt to swing, which is like, even if you flinch, that's an attempt to swing. So it's a bad rule to start with.
Yeah.
There needs to be some sort of line or something.
Yeah. I think there's got to be something, but yeah, I think technology being inserted into the game is as good as it is for the outcome, but I'm not one of those old school, you're ruining the game. It's like, is this what's ruining the game? Or is it the Dodgers? Or is it, who is it? Is it the cheap owners? Something's always ruining the game. I think it's crazy. The Dodgers, let me ask this real fast. World Baseball Classic. This should be a good one. This is pretty cool to see the USA team fill out like it does, because I think obviously the last World Baseball Classic was pretty incredible. I got to see one of the games in Arizona. It was USA right after they lost to somebody, and they were playing like Canada, and I was with the guy in AAA, and he's like, watched the pitcher go out for Canada, and literally his first toss of the day on the right field line, he's like, this guy's going to get racked. Like, how do you know? And the guy never made it out of the first inning. I think he got one out and 9 hitters. I'm like, oh, but it was such an electric tournament. The finish with Otani versus Trout was unbelievable. I think that just like inspired a bunch of these guys to be like, I want to do this. This looks like fun. And it's cool to see the USA team fill out like this. The Dominican team, I think, is pretty unbelievable. And then I always say the same thing. I go, I got to go with Team Japan strictly
Yeah.
because, like you said earlier, the more you see a pitcher, the easier he is to hit, even if he is a Skubal or a Skeens. Like, I've seen it at least. It's not going to be easy, but it's not my first time. They don't know who any of these Japanese dudes are. They're all studs. It's like you're supposed to just go up in the box and take a good at bat against some Japanese guy you never even seen. That's crazy.
I think Yamamoto and Shohei just signed on too. I wasn't sure if they were going to be on the team. The Dodgers were pulling some funny stuff, but I think they're in. I love the WBC, man. It's because you'll talk to guys, and once you're in pro ball, dude, like you want to win for sure. There's no doubt about that. But like the number one thing for guys is like I need to like make it and like make some money because I'm trying to like help my family out. Like we sacrifice so much and like they have sacrificed so much. Like that's truly at the root of everything. If you put a guy on a lie detector test, it's going to be like, I want to make money for my family. And then, yeah, I want to win. I want to have, success will get you, paid, whatever. But it's like it's about being successful for yourself. It is, man. That's the bottom line. But in those types of tournaments, it's not. It's literally about winning the game. So the last time you get to do that is college, high school, where it's just like, man, and even then you're still like, oh, I want to play good. I want to get drafted. Like you're on this like Team USA, man. It is the most selfless form of baseball there is. So in my opinion, it's the purest form of baseball there is. You could count. You can also count the playoffs and the World Series in like that too. Where guys like they are not concerned with their personal statistics whatsoever. They just want to win, no matter what. A guy would gladly go 0 for the entire postseason if you said you're going to win the World Series. Yeah, sign me up, no doubt. That's same type of mentality with the WBC. It's just, in my opinion, a cooler format because you're like, I mean, nation versus nation. Like, there's a lot of pride in the locker room still. Like, man, you should talk people all the time, like whether it's from California to Texas to Georgia, like who's got the best baseball, whatever it is. But like, even the Americans and the Latin dudes, like, it's always, it's prideful, man. And you get to see it, like I said, like the most selfless form of baseball. It's like, I believe Otani said it's his favorite form of baseball.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah. I agree with you. I think I agree with you on all accounts. I tell like literally even up until, like you said, the playoffs, I wouldn't even count making the bigs. Like you are competing with your teammates. You're trying to get to, if you want to make it to the big leagues, like there's not a single stop on the way that isn't just about you. Like, hey man, when I coached high school baseball, I'd tell the parents, listen, if there's 20 kids, if there's 10 seniors here and they all want to play college baseball, whether it's junior college or D1, I don't care, and we go 0-30 and all 10 of them go to play college, I'm happy. That's a win for me. Like, that's why they're here. If that happened, we would never go 0-30. But it's like every stop of the way, you want to get drafted and now you're at D1. Like, cool, you're trying to put your stats up. I tell people all the time, travel ball, if I ask you how your day went, and you say we won 6-2, I'm like, I don't give a shit. How did your day go? Like, I don't care. And I coached it for 10 years. It's like, you're here and you do it. You're part of that world. So it's like, number one, I tell parents too, I'm like, you're also paying for a service. If your kid's not playing and he's not doing something, or, like, leave. It's not a terrible thought. Go get better, obviously, compete. If it's just a competition between you and another kid and you split time or something, stay there and compete. It's good for you. But if you feel like you're not getting what your kid needs out of it, it's like you're going to call a plumber to come fix your sink and it doesn't work and be like, well, guess I'll pay him to come back next month. Like, it's the same thing you're doing if your kid's not getting what he needs out of the travel ball. So that's a whole nother world. Is that, how's that for you after it wasn't quite like that when we were growing up? I mean, you and I are like the same age. I think when do you turn?
I'm turning 40 in June, man.
See, listen, I'm turning 40 in October.
Okay. Well, shit,
We're
we're
right
old.
there. We're
Getting
the
there.
same.
I feel 28, so
Me too.
I'm gonna live till 115. That's my floor, and then with AI, possibly 140. I think that's my
That's my
ceiling.
floor, 115. I
Yeah.
like it.
Mhm.
I like that. So yeah, we came from the same, like, travel ball when I was a kid. There was a couple teams, and if you weren't one of the best kids around town, you weren't playing travel ball. And now it's
Yeah.
different. And so for you to coach it and be in it, is it a little wild to see some stuff?
It is. I wish it didn't turn into what it's turned into. And like I kind of understand it a little. I don't know. I guess I try to understand it, like why this has happened. I would prefer if everyone went back to like their pony league or their little league, and you had a snack shack, and you knew the people, and you played. Just everyone kind of going up against each other all through the years. I think that's just the community aspect of that is so much better than what we have now. Um, we have a one-off travel ball team that was from our pony league, and we just
Mhm.
kinda took guys and went. I wasn't initially down with that, and then so many of, like, the quote unquote "good players" kinda left. I was like, "Well, how is this gonna be?" My son was also had, like, a birthday. They changed the dates, so he was gonna have to repeat another league, the same league he'd been in for 2 years already, and I was like, "I don't really wanna do that." So we
Yeah.
ended up going on this team because it's a one-off. I think it's a little bit better. We have say over everything. The coaches, I know the other coaches, they're great too. So it makes it feel a little bit more community based because it's been the same team for like 3 years now. Um, I don't know. It's all just baseball. Like travel ball is not like shouldn't have the you shouldn't put travel ball above rec league because it's not.
No.
It's the same thing now. So, like, it's just like, yeah, you're on a team and you get to have these sweet unis and you get to call yourself something special. Like, that's kind of all it is. And there are some damn good travel ball teams out there, even at the 10-year-old level. But
Yep.
those are few and far between, man. Most teams are just like, you got a couple guys that are pretty good and the rest are like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same as playing at a rec league to me now. It's just now you don't have a home base and you don't have a
Mhm.
schedule for your games. You're playing all these tournaments all the time. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. I kind of like got put in this position to be on this team. I'm happy with the team I'm on, but the schedule to me is so much better if you just played on the league.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm in the exact same boat. My daughter's softball team, they finished their all-star season and looking at it, I'm like, well, we could go back to rec league and you're gonna get a coach that probably doesn't know what he's doing. God bless him. He's a volunteer. Those people
Mhm.
make the world run, and I love them to death. You're gonna get 8 girls at 10 years old that have never played.
Yeah.
And so if you're a shortstop learning to turn double plays and nobody's ever at second, you're like, I can't actually get my work in. Like, so I just felt necessary for my daughter to like put her around other girls that are at least because it's not who you play, it's who you play with. Like you're practicing all the time and you're doing that. So it's like having a team that you can actually improve yourself with. So I'm in the same boat as you. I always say I don't like the way it is. It's necessary if you have a kid. I don't want my daughter to be behind at any point and say, well, that's because I just was sticking to my guns that rec ball's the thing. And so you played with a bunch of kids that were doing it recreationally instead of kids that were serious about it at times. But even that, I ask her all the time, you want to take a break? Want to
Yeah.
take like a month off? You want to play basketball? You want to do something else? Like I coached high school baseball for 10 years. So I saw like so many good players quit when it ended because they were burnt out. And I also saw so many good players continue and go to the big leagues. It's like I saw both paths from 11, 12, 13 years to graduating. And I saw which parents were, let's go on them, on them. The other ones were like, hey, do what you got to do, take time, whatever. And I'm like, I'm telling you, those kids that took some time, those kids that enjoyed the game, you did it. I watch high school kids out in the middle of nowhere, 16 years old, some tournament, go 0 for 3 and think that they're not going to get a scholarship. I'm like, nobody was even fucking here, dude. No, your parents weren't even here. You think scouts are coming out here and in what are we in Paris, California? Like,
Yep.
come on, man, nobody's here. And then I go to an Angels game that night. and I see 3 guys I've never even heard of on the right field line dancing to some music before the game. And I'm like, these dudes are one at bat away from making $3,000 a month versus $3,000 a day, and they're having a great time. So what are these kids? What do we do to these kids, man? This is sad.
Yeah, you
Crazy.
gotta fall in love with the game yourself. It can't be forced upon you, because at the end of the day, I tell my son this all the time. I said, look, it's like there's like very few people in the world who are just talented and like that's all that needs to happen. It's just about like, can you just work? Can you outwork someone? And you're never gonna outwork someone if you don't love what you do. It's just not gonna happen. You have to love it. There's a great Francisco Lindor quote. They say, what motivates you after all these years? He goes, I'm not motivated, I'm disciplined. And he goes, motivation comes and goes. So like to be able to be disciplined in any skill set, like you have to like love what you do, because it's monotonous, it gets boring, it gets very difficult. But the guys that put the work in are the guys that make it. That is just the bottom line. There's mental stuff too. I think that's like an uncharted territory for organizations, is like, how do we test like mental fortitude? I don't know. You can look at guys' backgrounds and maybe see how they've responded to some early failure in their career. But that, especially for baseball, is to me, a marker for a great baseball player is like, what's your mentals like? Because it's gonna get dark, dude. It's gonna get freaking dark sometimes, and you got to be able to pull yourself out. But I think you pull yourself out most of the time, at least in my experience, with work and just continuing to one foot in front of the other. So I tell my son all the time, like, look, dude, it's like these kids are bigger than you right now. This kid can throw harder than you. I'm like, it's eventually all that kind of evens out. It's like, who's gonna work harder? And so it's funny, I'll see him out here hitting off the tee before school and stuff. And I'm not like, he doesn't even like me coaching him. It's insane. It drives me fucking nuts sometimes. Because I'm like, look, I love you more than anybody in this world ever will. All I want is what's best for you. And I'm trying to help you. He wants no part of it. The other day he told me, what the fuck did he say to me? He said, Dad, I don't mind you telling me things, but I don't like when you show me how to do it. I'm like, all right, because like he'll like roll his eyes at me sometimes. So I'm like, are you rolling your eyes at me? He's like, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm like, well, you're doing it. But he's like, yeah, I don't like you like showing me. And so I'm like, all right, I'll just tell you from now on. I don't know. Honestly, like I'm navigating this thing as best I can. Like, I'm sure there's some part of him that's like that hates that I played baseball. That he's gonna have to like, be my son for a little bit, and I'm sure there's like some sort of like resentment in there. Like he just wants to do his own thing, but he loves baseball. He loves it. I don't like make him do anything. Like I'm like, go ride your bike. I bought him this e-bike, play football, basketball, whatever it is. Cause my dad never forced me to do anything. Like he was awesome. So I try to do the same thing. But yeah, I learned that the other day. He's like, don't show me, Dad. All right.
Isn't that crazy? That like when you're coaching, especially your own kid. My daughter's very similar. She made an error that eventually cost us the game at 8U. Who cares? It's a ground ball through her legs. It's short. Nobody scored, but the next girl hit a bases clearing triple and we lost by 1. I'm like, well, that would have been the third out in my head.
Yeah.
It happened in my heart. I'm like, poor thing. Because she knows enough to know what's going on. She's not one of those like, I don't know. She knows the count. She knows. And I didn't say anything. I let it go. And I was like looking around and I waited like 10, 15 seconds till the ball got back to the pitcher. Everything calmed down. And I said, hey. And she looked at me. I said, another one coming. Be ready. And then after the game, she's like, I don't like when you talk to me after that, when the ball went through my legs. I said, I didn't say anything. She goes, yeah, but you looked at me. And I went, oh, you don't want me to look at you? She's like, no. I'm like, okay. So I like literally was like, I guess I just won't look at her anymore when she plays. And I'm on the bucket and I'm like the fourth coach, they started this team. I said, look, I will be at everything, but count it as a bonus. Pretend like I'm not going to be there. If I make it, great. And I'm at everything, but I don't want anything. I did my time. I coached for 10 years. I stopped coaching high school baseball so I could watch my daughter and be with her. So I but this little stuff like that, just, you don't want me to look at you? Oh, okay. So I guess I'll figure that one out. Maybe I won't watch the plays, but you just never know what you're getting with these kids. And it's tough coaching your own. And my daughter's not like you. I was not a big leaguer, but her first 6 years of her life, she grew up at Carlsbad High's baseball field. She
Yeah, I'm
knew
sure
me
she
as
feels the same way. Like, "Dad, I get it, dude. Yeah, you know ball, great. Like, let me do my thing." Yeah.
yes. Yep. She'll look at me all excited when I call her during a game. Harper. She'll be like, and the second I start saying something softball related, she's like, what do you want me to ask if you wanted a shake
Yeah.
or what is this?
Yeah, yeah. She's like,
What
"Go
were you
get me
thinking I was
some
going to say?
go get me some money for the snack shack."
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Now, let me ask you this. John Boy, the machine that is John Boy, man, I love what you guys do, always have. I think I respect, and maybe it was something way before this, but I respect the voiceovers. John Boy voiceovers turned into the baseball platform, turned into partnership with the MLB. Just very cool. I don't know your role exactly, whether it's ownership, employee, whatever, but touche to you guys, man. You crush it. I turn that shit on this TV back here every morning, and I really enjoy listening to you guys. How's the journey? How's the John Boy family? Pretty
Thank
awesome.
you. No, I appreciate that. It's been great. You know, I mean, I don't know how deep you wanna get into this, but I got done playing, took a year off, just kinda was at home, was nice. I tried some other stuff. I was gonna get into the hemp oil production business, and I was like, what am I doing?" You know? I actually took a tryout with the excuse me, with the Dodgers. I was gonna get into coaching with them. I went down, and went to instructional league and spent 3 days there, and I was like, "No way. I can't." Like, it
Can't do
just
it.
was not for me. Like, coaching is not for me. Just was not into it whatsoever. I thought I might be, but I wasn't. So then, yeah, I got involved. I actually just DM'd Jimmy out of the blue one day. They were coming to Thousand Oaks out here for like an Easton event. I was like, "Hey man, like I want to meet up with you guys." Like that's because him and I have been talking some ball online, whatever. And that turned into, hold on, I can't talk right now.
Yeah, that's why I always got one on deck to just.
Holy shnikes. Yeah, I hit him up and we went to go get a beer. Ended up, long story short, ended up investing in like the first round. They had like raised or kind of like set up this raise before I even met up with them. I knew the people that were doing the raise, which is kind of crazy. So I was able to get into it. And then after that, I said, I want to be part of this. I think I want to, do some content stuff. And I had some ideas and whatnot. And then it just kind of took off from there, man. It's been a crazy journey. I mean, they got an office in the Bronx, which was like we thought that was the coolest thing in the world. It's this tiny little space.
Mhm.
Quickly like outgrew that. Um, then went on to we have a place in Manhattan now. We're doing the warehouse stuff. And Jimmy's like, he's so good and so dedicated. And man, like he does so much good for the game, but he gets so much crap from people. It's like it's shocking how much stuff he has to deal with. And he's such a good dude, good
Yeah.
dad, good husband, just a fan of the game. Like he's awesome. So I want to make sure everybody knows that. But yeah, it's been great, man. Like Jake, my co-host, not you, the other Jake,
Mhm.
talking, my guy. I tell him all the time, it's like, we're holding you back. I think he should be a movie star. I think he's that funny, and I think he's like got that type of personality. Like if you meet him, you just like love him. So like we've been fortunate, man. Like the fact that like Jake was just Jimmy's best friend, like is great because I think he's such a talent. And then like Chris Rose fell into our lap, and we just kind of added talent and talent and talent. And man, it's like we'll see where it goes, man. I have no idea. Like it's been a lot of fun. We've done some good things, and I think we've got some more stuff planned in the future. But it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it is fun to watch, fun to see, fun to hear about whatever's next for you guys, and then even seeing stuff that I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even know this is something they did." And I look at the account and it's like, "Oh, they have videos from 6 years ago." Like
Our
this is.
social team is phenomenal. At the rate that they can work and like the machine that they have created there is unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Last year kind of took a smaller crew to the All-Star game. And what we did was we set up like a satellite, like All-Star situation back at our offices. And we had someone filming, sending straight to our social team. And so we were getting these like live clips from the red carpet. They were getting like edited and everything and put out within like 5 minutes, which is crazy. It was like the speed that we were getting stuff out, like, and that's just like a credit to them, like being ready and like understanding kind of like what the hell was going on. But
that's the name of the game. You get that stuff out first, you get it out quick. If you're the first time people hear about something, you're winning.
I will say we got the CBA coming up, and we got MLB is a minority owner in us now. And I think in the years past, we've been pretty pro player. And, I was part of the Players Association, obviously. We had some dust ups with the Players Association trying to get some licensing stuff. Like, they haven't been, like, great to us, but also, like, I obviously have roots there. It's going to be fascinating how we go about this whole thing. I don't know how we're going to navigate it. All I know is nobody can tell us what to do, not even Major League Baseball. So we'll see, man. It's going to be an interesting one. I'm actually stoked that it's gone down this way because I can't wait to like figure it all out.
Yeah, I think that's such an interesting spot for you guys because I think you may piss off the MLB with some of your takes, but those same exact takes will probably gain you a whole bunch of fans for going, these guys work with the MLB and still say whatever the fuck they want. That's pretty awesome. I think that's a big piece. And maybe you guys agree with MLB. Who knows? But
we could. That's the thing is I think there's going to be times where like, all right, that makes sense what they're saying. And the Players Association maybe is reaching a little bit here. But I think ultimately we call ourselves fan media, which is because like all of our employees are fans of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be our lane is like, what do the fans want? Because that's what matters here. I've been trying to like preach that a little bit. Like both sides need to take into account like the fans, not like necessarily whose piece of the pie is bigger. I understand that's part of the agreement. That's the gist of the agreement is like, how are we chopping up all this fucking money?
Mm-hmm.
But like, we can't alienate or forget about the fans. I think that should be like the focal point of what's happening. I don't know if it will be. But I think that'll probably be our angle, I think. Because that's what we really do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the craziest thing that you guys as Jomboy have is the interviews with Boone. I'm like, I watch him and I'm like, why the fuck does Boone do this?
He reached out to us. Like he was doing the WFN or the ESPN for years, and his team was like, we like want to do it with you guys. Can we make this the money work, which is a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
We pay him a lot of money. I don't know if the figure's out there, but it's a good chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought the same thing. Like we jumped at the opportunity because it's just a very unique thing. The manager of the Yankees going and talking with two of the biggest Yankee fans in the world. I mean, that's what these guys are. Jimmy's like, he doesn't want to cover baseball. He wants to cover the Yankees.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think they've done a really, really good job of like finding that line of like we can't just lollipop this thing. And I don't think Boone wants them to. Like I think he enjoys like because he now has a respect for both of them about like, okay, these guys actually like watch, they know the game.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he kicks back and like you don't know the game, but like I agree. I love that. I love that for us and for Boone.
Yeah. I think as a fan of baseball, that's really what I am at the end of the day. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's great. I look at Boone. I'm like, I'm still in my mind. I'm like, I do not understand why he agreed to do this. I get it, but I don't. I'm like, especially with the Yankees being what they've been the last few years, nothing but turmoil. And I'm like, this guy just went through another shitty week, and now he's got to get on here and answer. He's doing a podcast with fans. I'm like, that is great. And they're not fans. They're like, hey, it's like, I look at all the different ways. I'm like, what if Jomboy suggests something and then he's like, fuck, now I'm going to actually do this. And I was anyways, but everyone sees him say it. And now I fucking put this guy in the lineup. He goes 3 for 4. We win. And everyone's like, Jomboy should be the fucking manager. I'm like, this is a crazy spot for Boone to put himself in.
Yeah. New York media is like tough. Like, I don't know, like what's better for him. It's probably us.
Oh, for sure.
Like, some of those guys, like some of the radio guys can be a little much and maybe just kind of placating to like that genre of media where they just kind of want shock takes or whatever. Like, we don't really do that. Like, I think that's one thing you have to respect about our company is we never do anything for clicks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like not in our DNA. Like, it's just like we just do what we do, and like that's all we can. That's like we've said that from the get go. Fun over funny is a company motto for us, which I think is great because it's like you try to be funny, try to go out there and get these clicks. Like, it can be disingenuous and like just be yourself, have fun. Like, no one can like fault you for that, and like so we don't do hot takes. Like, that's not what we do, and I think Boone respects that about our company.
I do too. I think when I look at it from the outside, like you just said, the New York media versus, listening to Jake and Jimmy talk Yankees, that to me is like when they're talking to Boone, they're fans that want to see them win. The media knows what gets clicks. They probably want to, even the Yankee New York media probably wants to see them tank and go, good. This is angry people create more content and more whatever than anybody. So it's like
either they want them to get killed or they want them to win the World Series. Like, that's what's best for that type of media.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's great for our business too. Like, winning is great if the Yankees win, let me tell you something. It's great for our business. We sell a ton of merch.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened a lot. Like, let's go Yankees a little bit. Like, I hate saying that because I'm a Twins guy, but yeah, man, it's a funny business. I don't know. It's been great. I love Jimmy. Like, that's the main thing. If anybody's listening to this and is like hates on Jimmy, please don't. He's like an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And he gets hate. I don't know why, man.
Because he's on the internet. Everybody does. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter who you are.
He gets it exponentially more than he should.
Yeah. Oh, I believe that. I believe that. But knowing he's a Yankee fan automatically adds a percentage to it. Knowing I'm a Dodger fan, you say you wearing this hat, like you said,
people are gonna hate this.
Yeah, they're gonna hate it. They're gonna absolutely hate it. I posted a video last night asking if any other team, a small market team, let's say the Rockies, did what the Dodgers are doing. Let's say a guy like Steve Cohen just randomly decides, I'm 72, I got nothing but 25 billion. Fuck it. I'm buying the Rockies and I'm gonna spend the shit out of it. I don't give a fuck about the luxury tax. I'm just gonna make them a World Series. My goal is to beat the Dodgers. I said, if that team did what the Dodgers are doing, would people be as pissed, or would they be like, yeah, go Rockies for a minute and then go, okay, now this sucks? I said, I think people would be happy for a minute, but because it's the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets, like, fuck those guys. But if the Rockies were,
I think that's what should happen, because all we hear about now is how bad of a business baseball is for some of these owners. Like, well, why aren't they selling the team then?
Yeah. Yeah. What are we doing?
Business is so bad, why aren't you selling the team? Because there's a lot of people out there, man. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of freaking these tech, crypto billionaires, a lot of private equity trying to come into sports. They'd gladly take a chunk of any team. Yeah. Promise you that.
Yeah.
So I do look. That's not for today, probably.
No.
The Dodgers TV deal does suck for everybody else. No doubt about that. There is no doubt about that. But they do a lot of things really well, or at least they used to. I had someone ask me this, like, the Dodgers, we always talk about how good their farm system is. Number one, their team is all like no homegrown players really anymore. And number two, is like every time you like think about a Dodgers trade, like, has it gone well for the other team?
Oh, no, because
Not really, right?
Dodgers are getting proven guys for their minor league guys that are
prospects. Like, Kyber Ruiz and the list goes on and on. Josiah Gray and all these guys that went over, like, they're okay. You can say Yordan Alvarez, which is a great example. I can't believe he was with the Dodgers, but that was when he was like 17. He hadn't really been developed by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting when you think like the return for Mookie Betts, like, what's that brought for them? Like, nothing. So like, are the Dodgers just good at hyping their prospects up?
I think they're good at hyping them up, and they're good at finding the right teams to do it. Look at what Boston did with Devers. I mean, that's what they do. And I think the Mookie Betts deal was like, we know what Boston's willing to get rid of him for. Let's let's finagle this one. And they did. I think it's crazy. I think it's very crazy. But let's go a couple quick predictions on your way out the door. You got World Baseball Classic. Who do you got?
I'm representing Team USA for JOMBOY Media, so that's my team I'm doing. I think with the pitching that we have right now, it gives us as good a chance as ever. So I'm running with Team USA. I'm not just saying that because I'm from here. I think that the collection of talent that they have right now is as good as it's going to get. Now, can Japan in a tournament format kind of run it off and play, just good quality baseball? Sure, and they have Yamamoto and Shohei and all these people, but I think USA's roster is the best, and I'll go with that. I feel like there's a redemption factor as well.
I can agree with that. I did make a take. I got to stick with my guns. I took DR early. I just looked at their lineup and I said, if these dudes hit, sure. I don't think they're going to pitch, but all these same guys have seen Skeens and they've seen these are the Dominicans.
Yeah, you got Skeens and Scooble.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But if anybody can hit, it's the Dominicans. So we'll see if they get to them, but if they even see them. World Series, three-peat or the field? What do you got on that? Early thoughts.
It's so early, man. It's so early. I got the field, and it's such an easy pick. I don't know. I picked the Dodgers last year. I picked them to beat the Red Sox in the World Series last year. That didn't happen for the Red Sox, but you got to take the field. Three-peat's ridiculous. I think I have them losing in the divisional round this year. And I think baseball needs that. We can't have them be three-peat because the world, it'll just be like the PR for a salary cap and crazy fundamental changes in the CBA will be off the chart. So we can't have it's just the Dodgers need to lose. So I'm going they lose in the divisional round. I don't really have a team yet. We start to do we go over all the teams before and go over all the rosters and stuff. I haven't done that yet. So I don't have a team yet, but I'm going to say no Dodgers.
Yeah, I agree. It would be good for baseball in general to see them lose. I think the reason I would like it is I think what they do, buying all these players, almost guarantees you a trip to the playoffs, and that's it. That's it. Yeah. Baseball, you got to get lucky. The Dodgers were lucky that IKF took a smaller lead and was out by half an inch. It's like they're lucky that 3 of those balls in the World Series went to the warning track instead of another 10 feet over the fence. There's so many things that happen that the obvious good roster is a huge plus, but you still got to. I didn't know 80% of the guys on the Blue Jays until the playoffs. Never heard of them, and now I watch baseball. I don't watch the Blue Jays often, but I'm like, holy fuck, these guys are all hitting 500 like this.
Yeah.
A team got hot.
I think in that regard, they got lucky. Ernie Clement's not a 500 hitter. So they got hot. It was great. And that's what people say. I'm going Phillies. I think if I had to just think about it right now, I need the Phillies to win one. In my mind, I need Bryce Harper to have a championship. And this is it's time's running out. Yeah,
their window is about half. It's on its way. It's on its way.
Bryce Harper wins the WBC, wins the World Series. That's my prediction this year.
That would make sense for a guy that seems to love America and baseball. I'd love to see Schwarber get one too. I love Schwarber.
Yeah, there you go.
Big fan of him. All right, man. Well, I will leave any other predictions on the table till we see who's playing and who's on what team, who makes rosters, who doesn't. But this was fun, dude. I appreciate you. Again, I always like chopping it up with you guys, but try to make sure I just respect what you've done as a player, respect what you're doing after. I know that's always a tough transition for guys too. I love seeing guys have success during and after, and you guys and JOMBOY crushing it. I'll have to get on with Talking Jake sometime and chat with him.
Gotta have him.
Just because, man, I'm telling you, 4 or 5 days a week, you guys are pumping through my TV. So
thank you, man.
I appreciate you coming on, man. We will chat with you maybe sometime throughout the season.
Sounds good.